and he listens, and if you can respond to him, then it's a very fantastic literary event. Definitely no problem when you go to primary 1. You can read and write already. Okay, because of motheries. Okay, the caretaker input. Here again, what's this? This is a story. Wow. Story, tell me the story. So you must look at it, tell me the story. So the child will tell you the story. Okay? And research found that when children are given this kind of input, do you think your mate will do this? When children are given this kind of input, the child develops very, very fast. Okay? Because there is an interaction. Not only bonding, but also literacy development. Here again, one letter labeling, okay, for 3-year-old, a dog. They can label this. 4 years old. This is, I call the hieroglyphic stage. Okay, it looks like the Egyptian writing here. And they can draw a bird, and then they can do things like this, magpie. Can you see? Magpie, yeah. All right, and then here, this is very, very universal. Can you see this figure here? I've seen this in a lot of children's writing. Whatever race the child is in, they always draw like this, you know. And they have this stage where they have a circle that encloses all the dots. This is very difficult to draw. Look at this. They have a number 5, and it is inside the circle. That means they are practicing, you see. Look here again, and here again. So they are practicing, you see, they keep doing the same thing. Practice makes perfect. Look at this. This looks the same as this, you see. 3 things that looks the same, and number 5 that is done twice. This bird is also drawn twice. So children tend to practice, and they repeat and repeat and repeat, and they like. Because repetition gives them a sense of mastery. For us, it's very boring, you know. But for the child, they love it. So the child will tell you the same joke 3 times, 4 times. Oh yeah, I heard the joke already. For you, it's very boring. But for them, they just love to tell you the joke over and over again. Or to read the stories many times. Or they ask you to retell the story that you told them last night. They like it. It gives them a sense of mastery. Look at 4 years old. Here they can write some Roman letters, but without the spacing. Here, now we have a full stop. Wow, they just discovered the full stop. At first they couldn't see it, they didn't notice it. Now they begin to notice it. So you can see there is development. There is development. Okay, look at around 5 years old, me and my dog. You see, I like my mother, me and my mother, me and my dick. Yeah, but what it means is dog. Okay. Okay, 5+ years old. Not bad. They can't spell very well. They can't spell, but you can read it. Okay, children's writing. So very good, huh? 6 years old, a little better. 6 years old, just before going to primary 1. My cat's name is Snow Puss. His last name is Fred. You see, they can write capital letters, small letters. They have spacing. Okay, and his middle name is Billy, and that is all. Okay, 6 years old. All right. So if this child comes to you in primary 1, no problem. But you know that some children will come to you in primary 1 not knowing how to write at all. That's going to be very, very difficult. And if they don't know how to write at all, it's probably because of the home environment. No input, no encouragement. Okay, because actually every child is a genius. Every child is predisposed to learn, provided you are there, you are there to give the input, okay, to help him on. It is a creative, constructive process. Again, some more drawings of 6 years old, just before they go to primary 1. Now, in schools today, okay, reading is much encouraged, okay, reading is much encouraged. We have things like USSR, okay, which is a reading program, Universal Silent Sustained Reading, or DEAR, drop everything and read. Okay, so reading is very important, you can see. So if you have a child, if you're a mother, you bring the child to the community libraries, it's very good for the child. You read to the child, it's fantastic. So now let me just read you a little story just to show you how mothers do this, okay, how mothers do this. And I know, for instance, that the primary methods, you'll be doing primary methods soon. Maybe you have already started. Have you started? They will teach you to read books, isn't it? Right? They'll teach you to read books. So that's why I put this into my lecture. This is what they will teach you to do. They will say, read a book to the child. So let me just quickly read this. Lee's lips turned down, Lloyd's head hung down, Billy's brows drew down, and Angela's tears fell down. But that was before they found Martin. That first morning back at school, Lee's face was smooth and golden, Lloyd's face was round and brown, Billy's face was square and red, and Angela's face was long and white. But Martin's face was green. Yes, you're right. Have you read the book? No, you haven't. But she was able to give me the answer because this is what reading is about. She was able to close it. She was able to close it, see? Now, Lee's hair was black and silky, Lloyd's hair was black and bouncy, Billy's hair was red and spiky, and Angela's hair was fair and floaty. Oh dear. But Martin's hair wasn't there. You see, reading is like a prediction. Reading is like a prediction. When they saw him, Lee giggled, Lloyd shouted, Billy whistled, Angela gasped. But Martin? What did Martin do? Bleep. You see, as children read these books, they begin to acquire a vocabulary, right or not? Vocabulary, words like bleep and so forth. Lee skipped, Billy chased. You see, look at all the vocabulary that you can give to your child if you are reading a book. Because you would never use so much vocabulary if it was just everyday meeting the child. But when you read the book, the vocabulary increases a lot. Lee skipped, Billy chased, Lloyd jumped, and Angela cartwheeled. But Martin floated. Okay? Lee stood still, Lloyd stopped dead, Billy wobbled, and Angela froze. The clock, I think the bell rang. But Martin vanished. Lee, Lloyd, Billy, and Angela came through the door, but Martin came through the... Wow, yeah, correct. Wow, very clever. Lee knew a little, Lloyd knew a lot, Billy knew a bit, and Angela knew most things, so she thought. But Martin knew everything, yeah, you see? A good children's book is predictive, so you should know how to buy the books. And good children's books have a certain rhythm. Can you see there's a certain rhythm? Good children's books are repetitive. Good children's book will widen the child's world. Okay? So now you know why some children are predisposed to do well. And why some children, when they come to school, they are destined to fail. Okay? You can just ask the primary 1 teacher, they will already know this one shall fail. This one shall pass. Huh? They are predestined to do it because of the input that they receive in the first 6 years before they come to school. All right? Lee did takeaways, Lloyd did ads, Billy did matching, Angela did take away you can't, but Martin did the answers in his head. And he showed them what to do. And they all got it right. They had English spelled day with an N and spelled was with an O. People with a P and an E and an O and a P and an L and an E, which is right. And he taught them how to spell. And when the school ended, somebody went home in her mom's new car. And Billy went home in the 3:30 bus, and Angela walked home on her 2 feet. But Martin went home in his saucer. Yes, correct, very good. Okay? And just from this little experience, your vocabulary is widened, your world is widened. You suddenly could realize there are such a thing as Martians. Okay, otherwise there will not be an opportunity for you to talk about these things. In your everyday life, you cannot bring in Martian. There is nowhere you can bring in. But you can bring in all these wonderful things in the world through reading. Okay? So reading early and reading inculcated as a habit will solve all language problems in the future. But this will be what you will learn in primary methods. They will teach you this. Okay, but they will take 36 hours to teach you this. Okay, but I'm just telling you in 5 minutes. Okay, but you have to go through that 36 hours and they will tell you that this is very important. Okay, you build your roots. Can you see? You build your roots. So if you have very good reading foundation, you have very good caretaker talk and motherese, your roots are very, very deep. Okay? See the roots? Okay, let's look at bilingualism and multilingualism because this is the case in Singapore. In Singapore, many of us are bilingual. Okay? Bilingualism is very important in a multicultural world. Huh? Now, the girl with half a brain speaks 2 languages. So you see, actually, to be bilingual, it can be easy. It can be very easy to be bilingual because even with half a brain, she's able to speak 2 languages. Okay? So those of you who only speak 1 language, you're underusing your brain. Okay? This 7-year-old girl's accomplishment surprises the doctors a year after they remove her diseased left brain where speech is possessed. All right? Look at bilingual children.